how's it going? My name is Blue Tang. I'm not drawing my long fang today because this is an art challenge for me, I guess. And it's something I did with one of my old drawings of an old OC of mine named Blueberry. I'll get into her later. Basically, it wasn't the best. I can point out what's wrong. Like the stomach looked like she was about to lay eggs, which means gravid. I know this because I want to start breeding chameleons. That's a different video for a different day. She is very stubby, which I gave an excuse that's meant she's meant to be stubby to excuse my art style, which never do that. Her face is very boxy and big compared to her short, stubby body, which again, I said because she's a midget. Because she was in a twin egg. That's why she's short and stubby and she has a big face, which I don't know why she would have a big face. But I fixed that and made her normally postured. I made gravity actually affect her. Gave her a few things that I forgot to put in, like on the little things on her chin. And changed the shading up. I kept the colors the same, which is when I'm going to talk about backstory whenever we get to the coloring part. Basically, one of the huge important things that I changed was her tail. I changed her tail to be not defy gravity and not go in a weird curvature like it's like really long, even though sea wings have long tails but not really long tails that go under the ground and go through the ground. So I fixed that and made it kind of curved down. I don't know how to explain that. Also, she's part ring, so it should kind of hang at a curve and not whatever that was. Her horns, I think I like the original ones a little better, but I did make them a little more curved. I guess like a rainwing Z-wing, but I'm more of a fan of the long straight horns. Sue me. Don't actually. But yeah. I didn't change. I think I made her veil bigger, yeah, and made it look a lot more natural. Oh, also her legs. I made them a lot better postured. I made them one leg face more towards you and the other one face opposite of you, as the viewer. And it looks a lot nicer and a lot more natural than her breaking her back legs to try to be the same size as the front legs because I didn't know how to draw legs. Her wings were fine. There wasn't much I needed to change there, except make them look a little nicer. And because this picture, her wings don't go off, and the other picture, I had to make it so you could see the back wings. And I'm not usually the best when it comes to drawing the back wings. If you look at some of my pictures, I forget a lot to draw the back wings because I'm just too lazy to. And same with horns. I should probably get out of that habit, but I still haven't worked on it because I'm bad whenever it comes to habits like that. So yeah. Another thing that I changed, which I'm glad I changed, was her back spikes, thingies, whatever you call it. I made them shorter because she's part rainwing, but another thing I did, which annoyed me, was I stuck them up, straight up, which I used to do all the time with sea wings. And they're not like that. Obviously. And so I curved them down to make them look natural. Also, I tried to bring out more of a sea wing-esque vibe and make it look like sea wing, but a hints of rainwing. Because she's kind of like over the top rainwing, and so I tried to tone it down a bit. I guess also a little over the top. And I tried to mix it together evenly, because some points she was way too sea wing, and some points she was way too rainwing. Tried to tone it down in all areas. Also, another thing I changed was if you look in the old picture, you can see that on the back legs, or the front legs and back legs, I added these weird circular things on the back of them. And that was meant to be like the back leg part. Instead, I changed it, because normal sea wings have that. Instead, I changed it to like a straight line sort of thing, which looks nicer. And another thing I changed was the gills. If you look at that picture, they're just like, you look at the gills and you're overloaded with shading, bunch of dots and then whatever those things are next to the gills. Instead, I simplified it and made just huge gills coming down. Which, if you've seen, I've started simplifying a lot of things to make it easier to draw the tribes over and over again, and able to draw the pictures, especially for animation. It's a lot easier to do that. But for sand wings and ice wings, just drawing that one pattern down the spine and on the arm. So yeah, I don't think I changed much. Actually, yeah, I remember one thing I changed about the wings. The orange part, I changed that and made it look a little nicer, because it kind of was just really squeezed in there. And oh yeah, I just remembered I didn't connect. I'm also looking at the video too. I didn't connect the veil to her horns, which is one mistake I made. And I made the wings, the back wings, more obvious than the other video. Another thing I did was I didn't cram her in the frame, like the picture, and cram her to one side. Be like, oh, look at this background. Oh yeah, and there's a dragon. I made her the focal point, which is very important. I'm not trying to make a landscape scenery with a dragon in it. No, I'm trying to make her the focal point, not push her to the side to see the ocean. So that was another thing which I'm glad I did. So you can actually see her tail, all her claw talons, I guess. So yeah, that's nice. But while in coloring, which I changed nothing, I wanted to keep the colors the same because it's the same character. It's not a redraw of the character. I decided to, so I'm going to talk about the character itself. So basically, this character is Blueberry, is named Blueberry, and she has a sister named Aquamarine. Aquamarine and her were both hatched from the same egg. Turtle and Kinkajou only paired for one child, because they both live in the rainforest, and this future that I made up. And basically, because of this, they decided to take the most seawing looking that looks completely seawing, except for a bit of rainwing, what's it called, flare, and her glowy dots leaked a bit. So because of that, they were able to give her over to Queen Anemone now at this point in time. And she takes her in as her own, and basically at this time, in the book series that I'm writing, this was originally planned in the RP, there is a war that's going on, and Aquamarine, between the Skywings and Seawings, and Aquamarine grows up in the war, but no one really knows much about her reigning identity because her mom didn't tell her about it, and she thought it was something weird with her. No one knew why. Maybe it's extra sea-wing webbing, and it was only a secret between Turtle, Kinkajou, and Anemone. And so they kept this secret until one day Blueberry needed to do this ceremony, where it's similar to the Icewing ceremony, except for animuses, because Blueberry and Aquamarine are both animuses. But the difference is they have to enchant a necklace that allows animus, and basically anytime the queen can call them using this necklace, so they'll do a spell for her that she wants. And you're not supposed to use it for any other reason. And also they do give a gift to the tribe. But basically, Blueberry on this day is doing it, but something strange has happened on that same day to our friend Aquamarine. She has had some strange things happening, and so because of that, she's seen as a danger, because an enemy is kind of about the whole animus thing, because she does have animus, but this is after the whole Darkstalker thing has happened. So because of that, she cages her up, which is not the smartest thing to do, but hey, whatever. And Aquamarine then breaks free during Blueberry's whole thing, Majigger trial ceremony, and then she runs away and ends up getting caught. And and is sent to the Ice Kingdom as an Ice Wing to see why Animus is so deadly, because Ice Wings, Animus and stuff, and hear about the history. But Blueberry sneaks in as an Ice Wing along with her. And in the end, they end up fighting and realize, and then an enemy tells them about the true identity, and they stop fighting. And they're all fine and dandy until fine and dandy. But now we're getting to the shading. So, that's going to be in the next book series and stuff. So, look forward to that. I'm hopefully going to try to finish it soon. But basically, this next part, now we're talking about the background. So, sorry about the ramble, but background. So, the thing about the background is there's a bit of water. But because my character is the focal point, the water can't be a huge thing, and the shading, I would change the background, but like I wanted to keep it the exact same except for my art style. I wanted to keep the colors the same because they're not a character redesign, so like a few things I didn't really like about it that I would change, but I wanted to keep the exact same. So I made the ground, which I'm pretty proud of. It actually looks pretty cool. Of course, if you see my recent pictures, I have some pretty cool backgrounds. I'm not to brag or anything, but I'm proud of a few mountains that I've drawn. I keep on thinking of this picture, I don't know what I'm thinking of, but it looked pretty nice. But basically, I changed the background so it's kind of like the sea brushing more on grass and a bit of sand there. Then, like, it was a beach and a forest, and then that I made it more like a lake and a bit of sand. Like, there's not gonna, I don't really know anywhere that's, like, exactly, like, forest and beach. It's a little bit of, like, beaches are a lot longer. It's not like a little bit of beach and then water, forest. If you can tell me a place, just put in the comments, I guess, but fix that up quick. Also, for the background, now, because I have paint tool side, I don't need to brag. Kidding, I've been doing art for a while with GIMP. GIMP is amazing. But I was able to do a little bit better with custom brushes, because it's a lot easier to do, and GIMP is like mess around with brushes than it is, and paint tool side, Jesus Christ, than it is, and than it is in GIMP. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So, because of that, pretty nice to be able to mess around with brushes and stuff. And so, because of that, I was able to, like, make a little bit better shading and make a better background. Anyways, now it's time to get to my favorite part. The most I changed, along with, like, the belly and stuff, was shading. If you look at this thing, there's literally a patch of darkness to hide my mistakes and a huge amount of sunlight. Also, I'm not really proud of, like, the shading for the character because I literally got lazy at this point. I'm like, I just want to be done. And so I didn't do my normal shading that if you see with all my characters, where I would have done this, like, as a second layer of shading, but it's fine. I'll just fix it next year. Okay. And so I did some nice shading, and it looks okay. I used a multiply layer, of course, and I didn't over black it or over light it out or anything like that. It wasn't like, sun, oh my god. I made to, like, tone it down a bit because that was bad. I also did not make my freaking scales constantly glow, because that's not how sea wings work. If you know anything about Tsunami's book, literally she uses that as a defense. So I'm not over here, like, trying to scare away every dragon Bahira or make myself super noticeable. Like, no. So that's a little better. So I didn't do that this time because I think I did it to be like, oh look, I have lights. And so that was pretty dumb. So I fixed that up quick. And I added a bit of lighting to it. Just a bit, not a lot. Like, over excessive amount of light. Because, I still wanted to stay with, like, the normal thing that I did. So I did not. Yeah, I kind of failed on that. And I added a bit of shading in the background, but not a bunch, where it'd be like, wait, where did all this darkness come from? Just one tree? Like, Jesus Christ, I didn't know trees were that dark. Like, so yeah, I also fixed and messed around a bit with the floor for a bit, make it look more like an island, I guess. And the darkness, yeah, I would have added a lot less darkness, but I think it's okay. It's a lot better of an improvement than the other photo. Oh, also, I actually made the light and dark layer actually appear than just like wait, there's darkness. Why is the wings not dark? So I actually made it look more natural, and I think that overall it's pretty good. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye.